Hey guys, it's Dasnia. Welcome to part 2 of what I learned from 3 inspirational and educational movies. Today, me and my buddy here, Richard Parker, are going to talk about The Pursuit of Happiness, The Blind Side, and Life of Pi. No, Pi. No. Pi, the person. Yeah. Whether or not this is your first time watching these movies, I wanted to share some inspirational messages that I got out of these 3 amazing films. It's really windy, so I'm sorry if there's some weird audio going on. So The Pursuit of Happiness is 14 years old, but it resonates with me to this day. It's based on a true story and an autobiography of Chris Gardner and his son, played by Will and Jaden Smith. Chris is a single father who goes through many hardships, including homelessness, as he tries to work through an unpaid internship to get a high-paying job. The movie opens up about what it's like to be homeless for nearly 1 year, to be an adult with no degree, and to raise a toddler when you can barely afford it. Even though the battle is dreadful, the father persists on his goal to become a stockbroker because he knows this is the only way that he can afford him and his son a stable life. What I got out of this movie is that if you want to be successful, you can absolutely get there no matter what. But it is not going to come to you if you don't give it your all. Riches are earned at the cost of many, many sacrifices. As shown in the movie, that might mean that you have to work quite literally all day. You might have to do it all alone, or you might have to start somewhere that earns you $0 a week. You might have to depend on someone else, cut down on your spending, or even you might not even get a full meal in a day. But all of this hard work is only going to push you closer to your brighter future, and therefore it is totally worth it. I'm going to share my own story now. So my parents are immigrants from Bangladesh, and while my mom stayed in our very tiny apartment to take care of her kids, my father was earning his degree in the day and working at a restaurant in the night. As a result, he had no free time for several years. With this degree, he became a scientist, and because of that, I lived safe and sound. If he didn't make those sacrifices for several years, I literally would not be here right now. And anyway, I didn't make that an excuse to be careless. Chris Gardner himself taught me that when you seek to pursue your dreams, happiness will come to you. You have to set real goals and never give up on them no matter what. Because what's worse than going after a dream that nobody wanted for you is destroying a dream that you wanted for yourself. And all because of fear. You've just got to do everything in your power to pursue your dreams. If you want to see more inspirational quotes from Chris Gardner, then be sure to click on the video in the description box below. So Life of Pi is an 8-year-old adventure film based on the 18-year-old novel of the same name. It's about an Indian boy who loses his family in a shipwreck, and he gets lost at sea with a tiger named Richard Parker. Pi is inspiring to me because on this castaway journey, he learns the value of life, self-discovery, spirituality, and survival. He always kept faith, hope, and productivity in mind. And he also never gave up on the goal, which was to find civilization again. This can be inspiring in a metaphorical sense that while most of us aren't fighting to survive at this very moment, we are fighting every day to just be okay, to be happy, to be successful. And you know, everybody goes through these loops of sadness, hopelessness, gloating, and procrastination. But the more often we let those loops defeat us, our meaningful life casts farther and farther away. Pi has inspired me to keep faith and hope in my own self, even during these loops of despair. He may inspire you to believe what's already true, which is that you are capable of being happy, being successful, and to thrive in this world and not just survive. Keeping up this positive and gracious mindset will allow you to persevere through anything. And that is a guarantee from me and from Pi. Simply put, Life of Pi inspired me not to give up on my own life. The Blind Side is especially inspiring and relevant to the Black Lives Matter movement that we are in right now. The Blind Side is an 11-year-old film based on a true story about a black man named Michael Orr and his journey from becoming an abandoned homeless boy to the adopted son of a white Christian family. Before he met the Toohey family, he was homeless, uneducated, isolated, and bullied. His biological mom was an alcoholic and a drug abuser, and his biological dad was in and out of prison until he was murdered. So one night, the Toohey family was just on their way home and they caught Michael walking in the rain to go sleep at the gym because he had no other place to stay. So that is when the Toohey family took him in as their own son. In this story, we see Michael and his new white family battle with racism. People accused his adoption of being a charity case and feared for their white daughter just because a black man was living there. This movie is an inspiring reminder to be welcoming to anyone regardless of their background. Sometimes we get taught by society to go against that and keep seclusion from people of a certain race or sexual identity or social class. But the truth is, there's nothing about your background that automatically makes you awful, and anyone that makes you think that is just absolutely wrong. Michael was so misunderstood and he was feared because of his big size and color. What they failed to realize is that he is a protector by nature and he has a big heart. He's a good person, but everyone was just too busy assuming awful things about him to realize that. So my point is that if someone is shy or awkward or one of those people that are automatically disliked, chances are that nobody gave them an actual chance, and they probably need much more love and support than you know. The least we can do is be a welcoming presence to them rather than another oppressor. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you learned something today, and I wish you the best. Bye!